So let me give you a little tour. This is the men's bunkhouse. It's, we think, close to 100 years old, and the walls are made of horse manure, hay, and clay. And you can see how it's kind of settled. Once we get a new roof on the main house, we'll finish remodeling the upstairs and the men will be there. And the outdoor stairs will actually probably be inside. But the wood shed there on the left. And then as we look over here, we see the machine shop and the tractor shop. And then we come down here to the outhouse and the outdoor shower, the mini tractor shed with some tools, the animal kitchen, and then an extension of the animal kitchen, and then where we store all of our gardening stuff, and then the bird barn. And then here we have our trees, which we're training in the espalier process, where the limbs grow along the cables, and we keep them short, and the sun gets to the trees and they produce better fruit. But it's a long process. It takes 5 to 7 years. This is our 3rd year, and we got some apples last year, but not too many. And we've added a cherry tree here, and I think this is another cherry tree down here. I did not prune them this fall because they were just planted, so I'll do it in the spring. The geese and turkey duck area there, and then this starts the chicken outdoor coop. This is our pear tree that was here before, which we've really trimmed back because it was really crazy and tall. We have the 3 rabbit sheds here, and on the back side of it is the outdoor pig pen. And then we have an outdoor coop here where we can lock up the chickens whenever we go to take the compost out here and put it on the field. So you see a big gate here, and then there's a gate on the far side so that the tractor and trailer can go through there. But we can lock up the chickens here. And this is the back side of our barn. Again, it's really, really old. The walls are made of horse manure, hay, and clay. And eventually, we want to tear this down, but what we're going to do is we're going to build here a car garage, a tractor garage, a machine shop, and it'll be an L-shaped barn kind of, and then we'll have cows down here, pigs along here, and then the birds down on the end. So where these wood sheds are, we're kind of setting up and seeing how it works, and eventually we'll have a brick barn here in this area, you know. So if I turn back around here, our front gate for the vehicle and our driveway, the main house. Mark's warming up the car right now because they're going to go feed it later on today. This is our pavilion, which will be our outdoor eating area, and we've enjoyed already quite a bit. We got the mortar, or rastvor it's called, put on the walls on the outside and the inside. We just need to work on some window frames. We're going to be putting screen up because sometimes the flies and the bugs during the summer are pretty bad. We have a small grass road back here at the end of our property, some houses, their fields, and back down there is a river. So with the water so close, sometimes we can get quite a few mosquitoes. Here's our metal pile, and sometimes the guys come through the village honking their horn to buy the metal. So we kind of gather it up, and it gives us a couple hundred grivna. So anyway, back to the pavilion. Up on the right side here is storage, especially for some of the personal things Mark and I have, like our seasonal clothes, things that we don't want the clients getting into. And then on this end is my she shed, kind of prayer war room. And I'm not sure if you can see, but right in here is the ladder that's down right now. So I can put that ladder up and lock it. You know. Of course, here's the entry to the attic of the barn where we keep all of our hay. Far back here is our raspberries. And this is the front of the barn. This is Mark's tool room. This is the center room that holds our 3 sows and the 2 growing sterilized young male pigs that we're going to either butcher or sell. The last room here is the boars room. And the chickens have little doors, and they're up above everybody except for the tool room. They're not there. And at the end of the barn, there's a walkway that goes to the chickens and the rabbits, and then our outdoor pig pens, which we use for storage during the winter. So like right now we have corn stalks that are cut up, some hay that got a little bit molded. We use it for fodder on the floor. the gate that goes back to our garden, and you can see the frames for the cucumbers. The trellis part, the metal, is actually in the attic of the outdoor pig pen there. And here's like the raspberries. Like I said, we've got 4 big rows of them. We've got 1 early and I think 3 late variants. Here's the strawberries, and we've got early, mid-season, and late season. And along the back fence we have some new currants. They're just a year old, year and a half maybe, and hopefully next year we'll get some fruit off of them. And then here's the summer kitchen, which we have converted now to an outdoor kitchen, or we're in the process. So I think you saw over the summer how we built the columns, or first we tore down all the walls and the roof and the attic, and then we added these columns and the roofing. And eventually we'll have, we're thinking pavers in between, maybe a fire pit. We built these benches here, and I'll be sewing some cushions to go on top of them so we can sit, and then there'll be some stairs, and we'll be able to go between the pavilion, where we changed one of the windows into a door there, and go up to here. And up here we'll eventually have, we're hoping, a brick pizza oven, a smoker, a grill, all along the back wall. For now, we have apple tree wood and cherry tree wood that we use for our barbecue, and we use this little grill. We still have a lot of work, but we tried to make this into a men's housing dorm because it was a little bit newer than the bunkhouse they're in. We just couldn't get it to keep heat. There was just too much damage in the attic and the roof, and it was leaking. And so after some consideration, we decided we didn't want to put any, little boy, don't pee on that. We decided to make it into an outdoor kitchen because we just didn't want to put more resources into it. So a lot of, some of this wood came from trees that we cut down in the village for different people and took to the mill. Some of it we had to buy. The bricks we had left over from the pavilion. We bought a little bit of cement, and of course we put down this cement pad here. So we used a lot of resources that we already had. Yeah. And then here's the main house, the back door to the left. The blue door there goes down to our cellar, and this goes around to the front yard. Yeah. So eventually we hope to move that staircase inside in the big veranda. We'd kind of like to build this up, but we need to reinforce the foundation, or build a new foundation, and make a second floor up there where the men can have a toilet, maybe a washing machine. Then the showers and stuff will be on the first floor because it's just a little bit too much weight. Yeah. So, kind of a tour of the house. So I came through that gate, and this is the side of our house, and the windows here are for the veranda, which we've put corrugated plastic on the inside to insulate a little bit. But obviously, little boy in his bottle, obviously it's not very efficient when insulation and all that. I'm trying to step around a bunch of stuff here. So this is the front yard, which we've planted grass, and it's for the dogs to play in. We have some lilac bushes here that we share with a neighbor, and this is another lilac bush, a different color, and then some different flowering bushes. And our antenna here is on wood all the way up. Little boy, goodness. Yep, here you can kind of see our antenna, village style. And the yellow pipes are our gas. We eventually want to build this in, but we kind of need to do it when we do our new roof. And it'll be like a front patio veranda. We'll have a lot of glass windows where we can sit and enjoy the garden. It's kind of a place just for Mark or I. It's kind of off limits for the clients. And we can let the dogs play, but just have some quiet time out here. Yeah, and then this gate here goes out to the driveway on the other side of the house. And this is our gate. It has a doorbell, which some people don't understand here. They just yell. But it rings a bell inside the house, and it also rings a bell on the back of the house. So if we're out in the garden, we can hear it, and it's pretty loud. Yeah. So to come in here, again, we want to build this a wall up here halfway and then have windows and stuff like that. And then this goes into our front veranda, which is our winter freezer and refrigerator. It was a freezer during the really cold time, but I think it's probably mid between a refrigerator and a freezer right now. Yeah. And then the door that goes inside.